Thank you so much for being here this morning. Tyler, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Thank you for reading it just like I wrote it. I appreciate that. It's interesting. I told Tyler earlier, I'm not sure exactly what I can tell to a bunch of purchasing professionals. And it's always interesting. Of course, Tyler's not from this community. When you have someone read off all your accolades, and as you're reading them off, I'm looking around the room at all the people who actually made it happen. It's always great being around the folks who make the City of Columbia great. The City of Columbia itself, the corporate entity, but also this great city in which we live. Very proud to be a colleague with the men and women in this room. Now, this says keynote address. I will not be long this morning. I think one of my greatest characteristics as a public speaker is I'm not a long speaker. I get to speak. I think about speaking at my friend's church recently, and as I was up, I was speaking. You know, sometimes you get in the pulpit, you start thinking you're a preacher, and you're not a preacher. I was going, and the amen corner was getting fired up. I'd say something, they'd say amen, and I keep on going. And my friend finally, he's standing behind me. He says Pharaoh. And I keep on going, and they amening, and I keep on going. He says, Pharaoh, and I keep on going. And they're amening, and I'm all wound up. And finally he says, Pharaoh, one more time. I wrap up, and I sit down afterwards. I say, why did you keep saying Pharaoh? He said, I was telling you to let my people go. So I won't be very long this morning, and I certainly won't go into a sales pitch for U.S. communities. I think you're going to get a wonderful introduction to what this opportunity means today. But I don't think this is a sales pitch. I think it's just that it's an opportunity for governments and nonprofits like those of us in this room to meet the increasing challenge of having to do more with less by working together. It's an opportunity to work with like-minded professionals to improve our collective opportunities. This is the only government purchasing cooperative organization founded by public agencies for public agencies, by public agencies, overseen by an advisory board of key public procurement professionals, just like those of you in this room. I know that the challenges that our purchasing officials face are unique and something that I learn more about every day from my people who tell me what I can do and can't do every single day. So I know that being surrounded by your peers and people who understand the challenges that you face and understand what our financial professionals have to deal with in a time of increasing fiscal challenges, it's important for people to understand what you do and the major challenges that you face. So my goal this morning, and I really appreciate having the opportunity to work with our folks from the U.S. Conference of Mayors, the vision laid out 20 years ago by the U.S. Conference of Mayors, the National League of Cities, the National Association of Counties, the Association of School Business Officials, to bring U.S. communities here to Columbia, South Carolina. We weren't sure what it would look like when we started working to pull everyone together, and we're so excited that each and every one of you got here and hopefully will take something away from this opportunity when you leave. I've learned the importance, especially since I've been in politics, of making very specific requests. Sometimes you can gloss over things, you can be very vague, and usually you get a very vague response. But if you're specific in your requests, you tend to get what you want. Again, I'm not sure if you guys know, Agape is one of our major successes on Main Street. Wonderful adaptive reuse of 3 buildings. Some of you may remember Main and Taylor Shoe Store. This was the Schulte building. The Kimbrell's furniture store next door. Now we have 2 restaurants, a doctor's office, a 24-hour gym, a pharmacy, a conference center. A fantastic opportunity for Main Street. But this is also part of a great business that's also part of a Christian ministry. So I always have to make sure I tell the right jokes when I'm inside this building. My 10-year-old told our pastor a joke a few months ago, in which he got a kick out of it. She says the pastor's really upset with the deacons and trustees one day. He just decides he's not going to go to church this Sunday. He's going to go hunting. And he goes out hunting. He's out hunting. And he comes across a bear. And he takes a shot at the bear, and he misses. He starts running through the woods. He stumbles and twists his ankle and falls down. And the bear is right above him. And the pastor says, "Dear God, if you save me today, I promise to make up with the deacons. I don't care about my beef with the trustees, Father God." He said, "But if you can do one thing, Father God, would you please make this bear a Christian?" And right at that moment, the bear stopped in his tracks, and he got on his knees, and he said, "Lord, please bless this food I'm about to receive." My specific request today for each and every one of you is to pay close attention to this incredible opportunity that U.S. Communities offers. I believe it will benefit not just the city of Columbia extensively, but all of our sister and brother organizations throughout this communities, government and nonprofit. So I hope today goes well, and I want to thank you for each and every one of you for coming out here today, and I hope it's a successful day. God bless you.